Hello children, I hope you have celebrated your festival well. So let us just recapitulate of the lesson 1. 3 questions from a grade 7 English textbook I am talking about. We have already discussed about it, but still we'll have some recapitulation. Like when we have here in this chapter the king, right? So generally when we have any questions, whom do we ask? So we will ask some learned person, our teachers or parents. But if the learned persons themselves have some questions, whom will they ask? They refer through the mediums. Like when we were students, we used to look up to our parents or to our teachers or some elders. But now you people are into the internet world, right? So we have Google now, right? So if we have any doubt, we simply type and the answer appears, right? So this king were the 3 questions which is written by Leo Tolstoy. Okay, so this Leo Tolstoy, this story which was written many centuries ago, right? So that part of time when king himself had some doubts. So whom does he approach? He approaches his advisors. That's why he has minister, right? So it is there is a saying that when you have to make a decision, it is very important to take the counsel of the learned man. Okay, so here the king refers to the wise men, and then he sends the soldiers to find some of the wise men from his country, and so that he could solve his they could solve his 3 questions. Like what were his 3 questions? When we see that what is the right thing to do at the right time, and whom should he listen to, and what is the important thing for him to do. So what is the right time to begin something? Why do we have some auspicious moments? We consider that some certain kind of thing should begin at a certain point of time. There's a saying in English, a good beginning is well done, half done, right? So here the king approaches the wise man and he asks that what should I do? I need answer for these 3 questions. When to begin something, whom to believe, and what is the important thing for him to do. So when he approaches these wise men, they have their own answers. Everyone says their own answers. Some of them say you should make good timetable and follow it. Some of them say you need to consult the doctors and find. Some of them say you find some of the magicians, because in future what happens we do not know. So if some urgent decisions have to be taken, then whom do you refer? You need to refer some magicians because they know things ahead of time. So the king gets very confused with these answers. Then he says, I'm not going to give any reward that I have announced. That whoever answers my questions will be rewarded well, I said. But I am not at all satisfied with your answers, he says. So he gets doubts over there. Then he consults the wise counsel. But he gets very dissatisfied with these answers. So he makes a plan to visit one hermit. Who is hermit? A sage. Okay, hermit is a sage. So when he approaches this sage, he finds a sage working. Generally what do we see? The sages, they sit and they meditate. But here the sage was a working sage. So he was working in his field. He was digging the ground. Okay, he was toiling in his field, making the beds. Now here bed, what kind of bed? We have 2 meanings here, right? One which we lie on to take rest like a couch. But here this bed refers to noun and here adjective. So here this bed, what they are referring to is a bed, a soil where they dig up and make a burrow to sow the seeds. So that's what that kind of bed the hermit was working on. So king watches him and he sees that the hermit is already tired. Then he says, as soon as the hermit sees the king, he wishes him. What do you do when you see your elders? You wish them. Certainly the hermit also knows that he is a royal person and he is a person in position. He holds some office, he holds some degree. So he wishes him and then he continues doing his work. So the king looks at him and says, oh hermit, I feel that you are very tired. Let me work out for you. So the hermit smiles and hands over his toiling instrument to him, the digging spade, and sits under the tree. The king starts digging, and then he says, while digging, he speaks to the hermit, says, I actually came here for answer of my 3 questions. Like, one is the right thing to do, at what time should I begin, whom should I listen to? And the hermit does not answer him. King continues digging, right? And after digging it till evening, even the king gets tired. So he asks the hermit that, will you answer my questions or shall I go back? Because I have come here to get the answer for my clarification or the answers for my doubts. Just then the hermit sees a bearded man from far away coming running to him. So, as we see here, the hermit sees a bearded man running to him. And king was also very perplexed, confused. What was he seeing? So there comes a bearded man running towards him with blood flowing out of the wound. He was having a wound on his stomach and he was running towards them. So immediately, as he reached them, he faints due to the loss of blood. So the king immediately uncovers him and sees what happened, and there he finds a wound on his stomach. So he pulls out his handkerchief and tries to stop the flow of the blood, but there it was not stopping at all. The blood was flowing, and the king dresses and redresses him again and again with all the availability of the rags he had around him. So finally the flow of the blood stops, and due to the weakness, the weird man, the strange man who came running to them, he rests for a while. As the king was also already working throughout the day in hermit's orchard, he takes rest. So after a while, when king comes to conscious there, as he wakes up, he looks at that man and says, he thinks where he was, and then he does not recollect. By the time the king wakes up, the strange man, he looks at him and says, please forgive me, king, for what I intended to do to you. And the king was very confused. He was in dilemma. He thinks, what happened? Who are you actually? I don't remember at all. Then he says that you have helped me just a few hours ago, and because you have helped me, you have dressed my wound. You could save my life today. But king asks him that, why do you want to say sorry to me now? Then the man starts explaining that actually I was the person who was intending to do you harm. I have been following you right from your kingdom. When I came to know that you have set on to meet a hermit on your way to find the answers to your questions, and I am the one who had been troubled by you actually. You have seized all my property. You have killed my brother. So I wanted to take revenge on you. So to take this revenge, I have been following you and I wanted to kill you. So when I thought of attacking you, I was in turn attacked by your protectors, and you have already moved into the hermit's orchard. There I could not follow you since I was wounded. I was waiting there for someone to help me, but I was left to bleed and die. And slowly I gathered some strength and I was running for saving myself. And there I came and fell at your feet. But now you have saved my life. I am going to be a very faithful servant to you hereafter and serve you, he says. But the king, as he realizes, he says, I am really happy because I could make peace with you. I do not have to spend much time or much effort to make peace with you, but you have recognized your mistake. So I am forgiving you and I will return all the property which I have seized, though I cannot return the life of your brother which I have taken off. So like that, the king makes amendment with him, and then he thinks of moving. And he also orders his soldiers to take care of this wounded man and assign him a doctor to look after him until he gets well. Right? So now the king sets back to his kingdom, but before going, he did not get answer to his 3 questions, he thinks. There he approaches the hermit and asks, will you answer my 3 questions or should I go off? The hermit smiles and says, already you got answers to your 3 questions. Haven't you realized? Then the king thinks how it could be. So the hermit replies that when you came to me to ask the questions, you saw me working in the field, I was tired, you showed that kindness to me. So I was the right person to take help from you. And when you stayed back there, you also saw that, right? When you stayed back, you also saw that you wanted answer for your questions and you have helped a man. So what was that particular thing that man needed then? He just wanted your help that point of time, so that you have given him. So that was the right thing to do. Anything to begin, we do not need any auspicious time. Now and then. Plans we have many, but the one who works on that plan, the one who puts them into practice, the one who takes them into action is the only one who will be successful. So anything to do, we should start now and then. We should not postpone it to other day. Like we have a saying in Hindi, Kabir ke dohe, right? What does it say? Kal kare so aaj karo, aaj kare so abhi. But what we follow? Kal kare so parsum karo, parsum kare so kabhi nahi. So at the end of the day, we do not do anything. So we should not be of that laziness. We should have the perseverance in doing our things. So here the hermit also says that there is a good thing to do every point of time, and you know, when we have to do something good to others, we have to do then and there. We should not wait for the right time, because we don't know what happens in the next moment, and we may not be able to ask for forgiveness for the things that we have done wrong, and we may not get a chance to do good thing to others when we get a chance if we do not do, right? So this is the moral of the second part of the story. So we will be discussing the exercises and other things in the next session.